From rowing to sculling, and the final of the women's double sculls without the world champions from last year, Miriam Batten and Gillian Lindsay, who did manage to win the B final and qualify for the Olympic Games. Miriam alongside me, of course.
Yeah, my heart's racing as I watch them there on the start. I wish we had a chance to do it, but we'll have to make it good next year.
Away we go then with Ike van Ness facing you. Looking a little nervous?
I think they looked a little bit nervous on the start. You could see Eke looking just a little bit unsure in her eyes. But they've got a tough race here. They've got to beat the Germans, and the Germans have looked invincible since they got together at Lucerne. Yes,
they're part of the famous Juter factory of sculling, both double sculls as well as quadruple sculls. But they're the Chinese. Haven't seen much of the Chinese for the last year or so, but of course the Olympic Games, getting qualifying places down, they're back in and trying to get there for Sydney as we see the big favourites.
Well, here Germany, both these scullers are from the former East Germany. They've got a long track record behind them. Boron is second on the all-time medal list. She's one of the best athletes in rowing in the world. But here the last year's silver medalists, very experienced. They were just a snip off the gold last year, so they really ought to be up here. They're bouncing their boat quite a bit. You can just see in the finish of the stroke there, the boat's bouncing a bit, but already Germany have taken a length and look absolutely supreme. They've got 10 medals there for Boron. 16 medals between them, these two scullers. I can't really see anybody touching them.
Yes, they both come from Halle. As I said, they're part of the Juter school as we go through the first 500, and Germany well ahead there as they go through.
Yeah, the Lithuanians have come out very well. They're generally very fast starters, and we'll see what they can do to pressurise the rest of the field here. The Chinese, well, they were disappointing last year. We expected a lot more from them. And I think they've been settling out who's going to be in what boat, and I think they finally decided to go for the double and to let the quad see how that goes as well. But I think they've prioritised the double as their top boat. The Dutch looking quite relaxed here. They've got a very, very good ongoing rhythm. They're very strong in the middle, and then generally they have a very, very good last 500. That's what we always look for, the Dutch charge for the line.
It's quite interesting chatting to the Germans about Juter, who's been the mastermind of so much of their sculling, and they said, we asked her about what makes her so special, and they said, well, we're not going to tell you everything, but one of the things we can tell you is that she is never satisfied. And when you consider the winning record in double and quadruple sculls, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think something that really annoyed her was back in '93 when the Chinese took the gold medal in the quads, which they'd never ever lost, Germany. But here, these two, very much her favoured double out there in front, nearly 2 lengths ahead, and closest to us, Lithuania, still holding in there in second place.
Germany really striding away as we go past the boathouses there. These two Germans matched in weight and height, as we see the Lithuanians really doing well as the Germans now go into the second half of the race. 1:40.27 their time for the second quarter, and really they're in a very, very strong position. They can look left and right and repel all challengers. And the rest, I'm afraid, for them, it's all a question of now silver and bronze. It'd be terrific if the Lithuanians could hang on and get a medal here, but they're going to have to stay extremely strong to deal with the Chinese and indeed the Dutch. There's Ike on the left there. Well, she's had silver World Championship medals, she's had bronze World Championship medals, but never a gold. It's the colour that's eluded her so far.
Yeah, I think Eke's arrived here today, and she wants to go out and win that gold medal, but obviously they've ceded that to the Germans. They've got such a good lead there, so the scrap's going to be out there for second and third. Can the Dutch take second? What are the Chinese going to do? Let's look back and see.
Yes, the Chinese just a little bit out of it at the moment. They're on the far side wearing the white hats. You can see them there. The Dutch are in foreground, so the Chinese have got a little bit more to do, and the Lithuanians now under real pressure. They're just off to the left there, and Dan, they're now giving best to both the Chinese and the Dutch.
Oh yeah, Lithuania certainly has dropped back a bit. You can see that, in fact, I mean, technically very, very powerful, but you can see that at bow, She's just dropping her left hand there, just at the catch, and it's making her late there on stroke. At every stroke, she's up in the air a little bit at the catch and just missing the catch, but that's being a bit picky because they're about 2 lengths out in front.
Holland in silver medal position and the Chinese in bronze. Last 500 meters and again a vast advantage there. Holland in silver, Chinese. Lithuania actually not out of it entirely. They seem to have steadied. You can see the time difference there, but the Chinese seem to have the momentum now. They're beginning to build their challenge now.
Yeah, focus here still on the Germans. Awesome power, awesome power. You can see Boron leading the way. Then we go back to the Dutch. The Dutch taking the rate up. They've got a hold out in front here. It looks like they've got a silver quite comfortable, but who knows what can happen in the last 500 meters of the race. They're looking quite relaxed. The rating's gone up a pip, and the strain's beginning to show on their faces.
Indeed, the Chinese, by my eye here, Dan, are actually beginning to move a lot faster. Miriam, you can see them on the far side, and I think the Chinese are really going for it. Lithuania, as you can see, not completely out of it, but the Chinese are the boat that's accelerating at the fastest speed at the moment. The Germans comfortable in the lead. Jana Tima, Catherine Boron, and this is going to be yet another World Championship gold for them.
But the race is going on back here. You can see the Chinese beginning to edge through, 1 stroke at a time. You can see that lead that the Dutch have got is being eaten away.
Yeah, stroke by stroke, and it's Zhu Zhongjiang who's asked for that rate to go up, and they look smooth, and they really are overpowering the Dutch. The Dutch haven't got any more to give, and as a result of this, the Lithuanians are being left behind in 4th place. But this is very smooth, and it's a gold medal for Germany. They're just a few strokes from the line now as they come past the main grandstand. And just out of your picture, I can tell you the Chinese have got the better of the Dutch, and they're in silver medal position, and the Chinese flying towards the line, and they get silver. The Dutch are in bronze medal position. Well, so far, Dan, the form book is bearing out here.
It is indeed. It's very interesting that all the races so far have been won by open water by the winners.
These two in particular, 2 of Jutta Lau's best. Of course, they won't be going in the quad tomorrow. I wonder how that's going to work out for the Germans.